Hawkfanatic.com, brought to you by Deary Brothers Ford, Patrick Eads and his great staff on Mormon Trek, Steve Anderson, Hawkeye Title and Settlement, Mike's E-Keys for Cars, GT Car and his crew at Supple's Building and Remodeling, Supple's Flowers, the home of 1-800-800-ROSE, the Midtown Family Restaurants, Harty and Stocker Jewelers, 101 South Dubuque Street, downtown Iowa City, Diamond Dream Sports Academy, Senior Benefits, Premier Automotive in North Liberty, the Oxyoke Inn of the Amanas, Streets Maintenance, Dr. Lance Forbes, Diamond Dental in Cedar Rapids, and Big Dog Tech Solutions. Here's Tom Suter and Pat Harty from Hawkfanatic.com.
That's it. That's our intro, Pat.
That's it.
That's
Take it away.
What do you want me to say?
Whatever's on
Well, I
your
was
mind.
bitching to him about digital parking passes. I just tried to download one and it says it doesn't recognize my email. Now I'm told because I don't have this app. And it's
You got to get an app.
I know. I mean, I was talking to Tom. Remember the days when they'd give you like a little play card, whatever, it said parking?
Yeah.
You just put it on your dashboard for the 3 days.
Yeah.
What was wrong with that? This digital stuff just blows. It's ridiculous.
That's why
Put it in your wallet.
it is what it is, friend.
That's why I got a handicap parking placard.
That's what they're called, placards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure sometimes, though, don't they probably make you get digital handicap?
No.
I don't think.
You don't think they... Okay, well...
It's just one of the perks of having a fake knee and bad arthritis.
Well, like I said, I just want to download this thing they keep sending me, and I tried, and Tommy didn't even recognize this one, but he must have that app, too, so... Like I said,
I would get the app if I were you.
well, I'll go over there today for press conference. I forwarded it to Rob because he has the app, and he's the one who normally does our parking stuff. He gives me the stuff, and Dallas used to do that. This is the first time I've had to do it on my own, and I'm failing.
All you got to do is download the app.
It didn't. Well, I don't even know what app. I have to find it. I don't even know what app they're talking about. I've never heard of it. It's out there, and it's where people get tickets and stuff, but I don't get tickets, so... And like I said, I've always had other people getting our parking stuff set up. Now I'm on my own, and I'm lost, frustrated.
So if you go to HawkeyeSports.com.
Yeah, I guess,
probably.
and punch on 8 different things, and then
Yeah.
download it, and give them my email, 8 passwords, and my mom's maiden name, and this and that, and then they'll say they don't recognize it, and then I'll start over.
Then you'll start over. Yep.
Well,
You've got it.
I wish I would have had it. I tried to get on IPERS yesterday.
Oh, I bet that was a freaking
bet that was
delight.
I never got on, couldn't get on the website.
Don't they just beat you down?
And called up the phone number, and I was on hold for 1 hour and 53 minutes.
Oh, my God.
Mace and I listened to that music at the house for 1 hour, and you know something? They never came. It never stopped, so I finally went to... Steve Anderson, and they're going to take care of it. I said I can't get the website to work, and I can't get them to answer the phone. So
Have you ever tried to do a new Apple password?
no, I don't have Apple.
Oh my God!
Oh, listen, you ever try to unsubscribe from Apple?
Not yet.
Jesus.
But when something happened where I had to get a new, and it was just 2-week waiting period, and it was ridiculous. But no, I just missed the placards and just putting it on your dashboard.
Well, that was simpler.
It was simpler. It was easier. It'll never happen again, though, because, everything's digital.
See, that's the parking thing that Bill Ackerman and his wife used at their parking lot.
What do you mean?
They put a placard on your mirror.
So some people are still
numbered.
doing that.
Yeah, that's what they do. Yeah. They have, 45 parking places or something like that.
Jesus. He probably makes some decent coin doing that.
I'm sure he does.
I mean, what does he own, a parking lot?
It's he owns an antique business, and he's
Where is it?
It's across. It's about a 4-minute walk from Carver.
Which way?
Across the road from the dental building.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, good for him.
And it's a yellow house with a big parking lot.
Well, that's a good way to utilize your
Yeah.
resources.
So we pay him like $15 a game or something like that.
Yeah, for him it'd be much easier. Just you imagine doing all that digital. Nobody wanted to deal with.
No,
it'd be annoying for him and passwords. And,
I was going into.
I like the six number codes. Those are my favorite.
Oh,
security.
I love that.
Don't you love the security
yeah.
codes? I love them.
Going into Bread Garden, and I was talking on the phone. I hadn't yet put the handicap placard up, but I was in the space.
Someone's ready to jump on you for.
Yeah, this old woman comes. And she's pointing just massively at the car and at the dad. And I finally put the placard up, and I got out of the car, and she goes, "You don't look handicapped to me." and I said, "If you don't get," because she's standing right in the doorway. I said, "You're gonna need one of those placards if you don't get out of my way."
I know people that have
that's
less.
harsh.
I did.
I know people that have less issues than you that have them.
Yeah. Well.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. What does she expect? Like someone like you to be
Well,
crawling
what am I-
or
yeah,
like
what am I supposed
legless?
to do?
No arms, no legs.
Well, handicapped has a number of different
It does.
definitions.
Well,
I gotta.
You got really bad arthritis,
I got bad arthritis.
and what are you? 76,
77.
77.
Yeah.
Wow.
Double sevens.
Yeah. So I should get.
You were in high school when I was born.
Yes.
I feel like a fountain of youth right now. But then I leave this room and I go back into the world and I'm old.
Well, even in there with Tommy Lang, you're old.
Lang's
Yeah.
10 years younger than me.
Yeah.
Lang was 8 when I graduated from high school. What do you think of that?
And then when you see Molly, you feel like you're a million.
What's Molly in her early 30s?
Uh-huh.
I'm double
What, is she
Molly's age.
32 now.
Molly is 32, will be 33 May 1st.
I'm almost exactly 30 years older than Molly.
Yeah.
Back to the
And
Hawks.
still too old for the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
Oh, Molly's
Oh, God, my
Molly's aged out of that a long
Well,
time
my
ago.
age
Or
difference
Dennis
with
Quaid.
my age with the 60-30 with Molly, that's not even near Rolling Stones material. That's
No.
boring.
Well, Dennis Quaid.
Well, his was 66 and 26.
Yeah.
That's even, but
Well, that's about what Belichick is, isn't it?
yeah.
No, she's 24.
He's in his 70s. He's like your age. I think he's like 72 or 73.
73, and
She's 24.
She's 24.
50 years difference.
He's wearing,
He was getting the things from ARP in his mailbox when she was born.
He's wearing a boot now on his foot. He stepped on her jacks.
Oh.
So, yeah.
I thought he had gout.
Well, that would work too.
Yeah. I thought my line was better.
Jacks are better.
Gout.
Do they still make jacks?
I don't even know what jacks are. Aren't those things you throw?
Yeah, the kids used to play with it.
Yeah. Oh, you say he stepped on?
Yeah, you stepped.
Oh, okay. I just,
Get it?
yeah, I did.
Do you get it?
I never really, I
Is
didn't.
it a good line?
Yeah.
Should I use it again?
It might be a
I
little
could use
dated.
it again.
I mean, it's
Might
dated.
be a
and,
little dated.
and I didn't like
They don't do the jacks anymore?
I don't.
Did you?
don't
I
think
didn't
so.
play a lot of jacks as a
I think it was more of a female thing, wasn't it?
I don't
Yeah,
remember.
kids would play with jacks. And she's a female, Tom. So that's why it worked.
Back to the. We haven't
Yes,
even
and
started
we
with
did.
the Hawks yet. I can't say back to the Hawks. When
Well,
we're-
Hawks haven't played.
Yeah, there's nothing going, and plus there's just nothing going on right now either, is there? Oh wait, I guess there is. We have a press conference today from like 12:30. Then there's open practice to watch them practice, and then tomorrow's game's at 3. The men play tonight at 5, roughly 5:50 against Clemson. I think the men are going to win,
Hope so.
and of course I think the women are going to win. And I watched a little bit of that game last night between Virginia and Arizona State, and
I was going to say, I hope they beat Georgia because we can beat those teams like a drum.
And is it me or does the Arizona State coach kind of looks like Pam Bondi, doesn't she?
She's not hard on the eyes, is she? Molly?
She looked like Molly Miller. Is that her name?
Yes.
She looked like a younger Pam Bondi.
Yeah, better looking.
A little,
and,
yeah.
And nicer person.
But whether you like Pam Bondi or not, she is pretty easy on the eyes.
Hello.
Yeah, you should say Lego. It's a little bit more than Jack.
Okay.
Well, that's good advice.
I remember Legos, but I didn't play them either.
Thank you.
But that's good advice.
Well, that's still, Legos are still
Popular.
And they hurt like hell when you step on them.
Yeah, and they're expensive.
Yeah, they are.
Are they really?
They're very expensive, seriously. I mean, we got, you want to build these things. The kid wants to build these things. Spaceship, we spent like one of the Lego sets we gave Juno for Christmas was like $136.
You want to know what's expensive? Go buy light bulbs.
Wow, $130 for Legos?
Yes, to build this.
Have you bought light bulbs lately?
No.
Well, they're all LED. You almost can't get standard.
I mean, there's
ones.
one I looked at. Oh, this looks good. I looked just one light bulb, $12.99.
Yeah.
13.
They say it lasts 10 years, but they don't.
They never do.
No.
Well, okay. We've had these flood lamps. Those are LED flood lamps.
Yep.
Those flood lamps have been going now for at least 20 years.
Have
that
they
are
really?
outside. Yeah, seriously.
Oh, you outside?
The outside flood lamps.
Oh, because the ones in here
No, they
been
go
changing with semi-regularity.
Okay, but they went for 5 years.
Yeah.
I mean, most of them go for about 5 years.
But no, I've had some out now, and I have to buy some. I just didn't realize how expensive
Yeah,
they are.
they're all LEDs. Claim they'll last forever, and they don't.
They don't.
Nothing lasts forever.
I remember the days when you could go out and get a couple light bulbs for like $4.99, $5.
yeah.
Those days are long gone. Okay, back to the Hawks. The men 5:50 tomorrow. Clemson
5:50 today.
5:50 today. I'm sorry. I keep again. Big reason why I'm picking Iowa is that center for them. Willing. That's a big loss.
Mm-hmm.
Almost 11 points, 6 rebounds a game. I think he leads them in blocks. He's a big presence inside, and I think Iowa can exploit that. But I think more so, I think Clemson would have exploited that with his size on defense or whatever. But they don't have that, and I think that's significant.
Well, they're real good defensively.
They are, but he's a big reason for that.
Well, that's
Rim
true,
protector.
too.
Do you ever call?
Yes. Hi.
Hello. Some guy named Joe somebody or other was picking three big upsets today, and he's and the ones that he picked a 12 seed was going to beat a 5 seed, and I don't remember who the 12 seed was.
Northern Iowa, St. John's.
He picked Northern Iowa to win, and he picked Iowa to win.
Well, Iowa's wouldn't be an upset.
Iowa's not much of an upset.
I mean, it's an 8-9.
Well, no, Iowa's favored.
Yeah, I mean, that wouldn't be an upset. It would be more of an upset
Well,
now.
he called that an upset.
Well,
so.
then he's nuts, whoever Joe is.
Well, he was kind of nuts.
Is it
but then-
Lunardi? Joe Lunardi?
Oh, was it? Yeah, was it Mr. Brackets?
That might have been him.
Okay, yeah, 8-9 is not an upset.
Because he was the one who picked VCU to win, to beat North Carolina.
That didn't surprise me at all, to be honest.
No,
now,
not
when they
really.
got down by 18, yes, I was surprised. But North Carolina's missing their best player.
Well, I was surprised Wisconsin lost.
I was too, but then you watch that High Point, they're a good team.
One of the quote-unquote pundits on the selection show said, I'm picking High Point to beat Wisconsin.
Because of the way they play.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
They're a very good team. And
They
they're
are.
great in this type of setting. Little time to prepare.
Yeah, it's a shame that Wisconsin went
I was thinking of you, Tom. I'm sure you were crushed.
completely disappointed.
And I also listened to the Iowa Wrestling, and they did fairly well yesterday.
Yeah, they did.
Today is going to be a different day.
Oh, yeah,
but
today
yesterday,
is. Yeah, they got 7 into the quarters. Unfortunately, Penn State got 8. And all 8 of Penn
Yeah.
State guys, I believe, are favored. And they're already ahead by 15 points in the team race. And Iowa just wrestled its ass off yesterday and is still behind Penn State. Isn't that wild? And like it starts
well, they
today.
did. They did real well yesterday, but they meet some really rough people today.
Well, they need. I mean, are you talking about winning a national championship, or are you just trying to finish second? How are you looking at this?
I'm just trying to win.
Trying to win the national championship.
Good luck.
No, not that. I'm trying to get my guys to win.
Okay.
The
Yeah, I
Iowa
mean,
guys to win.
you know, if I know it happens this morning.
How many head-to-heads?
Well, right to start, 125, Dean Peterson versus Luke Lellendahl from Penn State,
Yeah,
who's undefeated and ranked number 1. That could be going on, and I'm not sure when they start this morning. Do you know when wrestling starts, Captain? Do we have?
It starts at 11.
Oh, okay, 11. 11 Eastern time and 10 our time?
11 our time.
Okay. It start now. If something like if Peterson can pull off an upset, that's how you. but that's probably not going to. These Penn State
Probably
guys,
not gonna happen.
they just don't seem to lose in these types of setups.
No. Nope,
Now, Ben Keeter did beat Penn State's heavyweight and beat him 4-0. He's had this guy's number, So now Keeter faces Iowa State's number 1 ranked guy.
He's going with Batista,
who looks like he's about 29, 30 years old,
does.
man. He looks like he. Yeah. So good luck with that, Ben. I mean, but stranger things have happened.
Well, if they can just get in there and at least get up high in the. No, they're not going to win.
Well, if they could finish second, that would be quite the
Oh,
accomplishment.
that would be
wonderful.
fantastic.
That would be wonderful. I can't believe we're saying that about Iowa wrestling, but sometimes you have to live in reality.
Okay, you guys. Well, let's hope that everybody wins.
Everybody
All right.
that plays for Iowa.
That we want.
Yes.
All right.
Win.
Thanks, Karen.
Okay, bye.
Get a drink of water. Karen needs a drink of water, doesn't she, Captain?
She needs, yeah.
She was gagging by the time she was done talking to us.
So the Big Ten was 4-2 in day 1 yesterday.
Losses, let's see, Ohio State and Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Man, Brock Harding, Price Sanford. I mean, it was, and then you had Riley Mulvey.
Riley Mulvey almost pulled off the.
Turning Duke into his, what, for a while.
Yeah, he played.
Though, you knew Duke was going to win that game.
Oh, sure. Well, Siena only played 5 guys.
But it was funny. At one point, I remember
win.
saying, it's Riley Mulvey's world, and Duke's going to have to figure out a way to, because, he was playing well, and they were up by 11.
He was.
And I'm happy for him. What a nice way to end your season. Now, I wished Fran's team wouldn't have gotten, they lost by 30, was it 105-70?
Oh, let's see.
But Fran was, they showed a picture of him leaving the court. He was smiling. He knew,
105-70.
Okay, yeah, they were not going to win that game. You would like to have been a little more competitive, but still, what an accomplishment to win the Ivy League tournament in year 1 and get to the NCAA tournament.
For sure, but that's Franny ball, giving up 105 points. You got to play defense in this world or you don't play well in these tournaments.
Yeah, and part of the with the Ivy League is a lot of those Ivy League teams seem to play at a slow pace.
Well, they do.
And I think that makes it easier. But, yeah, when Fran loses, it's usually like that.
Yeah.
But that's just there's just such a huge talent differential.
Oh, my God.
There's no way they were going to win that game.
Illinois, so much
I'll tell
bigger.
you what, now,
stronger.
for Illinois, they need to win these next 2 games. They do a lot of thumping on people during the season, but Underwood is yet to really take them on much of a run there.
No, that's true.
And remember, I believe he got the Illinois job after going on a deep run at Stephen F. Austin, if I'm not mistaken. And he's a good coach, don't get me wrong.
Yes.
And I love it when he gets mad. He's got a little Fran in him.
Oh, he can be a dick.
How about when his player that I think started as a student manager, then he came on, walked on the team. They put him in on senior night when they were well ahead, and the first thing, at the encouragement of his teammates on the bench, the starters, he launched this 35-foot three-pointer in transition with Illinois way, and they show Underwood just goes nuts. What the F? He treated him like they had a timeout. He's just and the Illinois players were trying not to laugh. But then the kid ended up going out there and making a huge three. And then afterwards, Underwood said, he goes, speaking of someone, he said the kid's name, I can't remember what it is. He goes, he's made one dumb decision in his 5 years he's been here, a part of this program. And he goes, it was taking that damn three. And it was pretty funny the way the whole thing folded. But no, Underwood can get mad. He has got a temper on him. But I was watching that Siena game, and I'm like, man, this is the beauty of the NCAA tournament. You've got this game where if this was November, Duke would probably be lighting up Siena by 40.
Yeah.
But here we are. There's something about this tournament. Siena was on a roll. Jerry McNamara, my guess is he's going to be the next Syracuse head coach here shortly. But what a year they had. Yeah. And that was the school Fran was at before he came to Iowa.
Uh-huh.
And then Iowa State plays today against
Iowa State plays Tennessee State.
Yeah, my guess is Iowa State, my guess, will win convincingly. I
would certainly predict Iowa State to win by 30.
But see, Iowa State's another team. If they don't at least get to the Sweet 16, there's going to be a sense of disappointment
100%.
Because of how much the NCAA tournament means with everything.
Well, and it's not only that, but Iowa State has been in the top 10 almost the whole season.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. If they don't get to at least you get to the Sweet 16, that satisfies a lot of people down here. God, we're just starving for that. But Iowa State's almost one of those teams that has to get to the Elite Eight or Final Four to kind of live up to what everything has been this year. But only 4 can get there.
Well, the Iowa State men and the Iowa women are in the same boat. They're number 2 seeds. They've been ranked high all year, and if they to get to their seed, they have to get to the Elite Eight.
Yeah, the women. If the Iowa women get to the Sweet 16 this year, I'll be okay with that. With what they've done, that would be 28 wins. I'm like, yeah. And if they lose in that third game, I could live with that, saying, yep. I could agree. Now, of course, you want to go further, but now if they win tomorrow, which I'm almost certain they will, but then lose the next game, that would be kind of a
lose to Georgia, or
you start saying, is this sort of a trend? You win 23, 24, 25 games in the regular season and make these early exits. Because again, so much is predicated on what you do now. Jan's won 20, she's won 49 games in 2 years. She's averaging almost 25 wins. Think about that.
Yeah.
But if she doesn't make it to at least the Sweet 16, people are going to have a sour look.
They're playing on their home court.
Because, and it's the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
It just means so much. That's good and bad, I say. But I do think they're going to get to the Sweet 16. And I guess to me, the one thing I will say, God, now I really do sound like the ultimate homer looking for that little. Each of the top 4 seeds, I think Iowa men and women got the best number 1 seed to be in the bracket with, if that makes any sense.
It does.
Florida and South Carolina.
It does.
Florida, even though Duke's draw, Florida, I don't believe is as good as Michigan, Arizona, or Duke. I think they're the lesser of the 4. Now, again, their front line is massive and really good. So
we don't match up very well.
No, and they're in Florida, so they're going to have a bunch of fans there.
Yeah.
So yeah, Florida. That's another thing. If let's say Florida, they win this convincingly, they go and lose to either Iowa or Clemson, their fans are going to be pissed. That season will be.
Plus, they're defending national champions.
National champion. I know that means something, but it really doesn't mean anything now.
No,
but it is part of what the fans are used to. I get that. But if they don't make it out of the second round, their fans won't care what they did during the season. At least some of them won't. And again, I think there's good and bad with that.
Well, number 1 seeds, the expectation is they make the Final Four. That's what their seed is.
And they don't always do that.
No, they don't.
They don't always do that much.
They kind of do in the women almost all the time.
Yeah, the women, they do. It's getting a little better now. With Iowa, it was Caitlin.
Yeah.
With a lot of help, don't get me wrong. I mean, Megan got to the Elite Eight. Iowa got to the national championship game in large part because they had a transcendent generational player running the offense.
Yeah.
But they also made it work. That's why I've always given Lisa great credit, because it's not easy coaching star players. I think people think, it has. I've read some interesting stuff from coaches and books about how they have to approach coaching star players, and sometimes you wonder, a lot of star players haven't made good coaches.
No, that's true.
If you think about it, I mean, Magic. I mean, there's been a lot of Clyde Drexler, Patrick Ewing, Chris Mullen, and I don't think that's just a coincidence. I think there's something to it.
Well, they're different skill sets.
Imagine being Magic Johnson coaching point guards. God, why can't you do it the way I tell you to do it and the way I did it? Well, because you're Magic Johnson, but it would be different.
Uh-huh.
It really would be.
Well, Lisa sure did a great job coaching.
She really
Caitlin.
did. Of course, she had help from Jan and the other assistants, but I think that's one of the Lisa did a great job of allowing Caitlin to be Caitlin, but not letting it impact really anything. And Caitlin deserves credit for that too, because yes, she loses her temper at times, and she had a lot of turnovers, but she usually always delivered at crunch time, and they won. Winning cures a lot of different stuff.
Well, it's just amazing because you see at the end of the seasons, the so-and-so player got their 2,000th point, and that's a lot of points.
She's got 3,900. I think it's 3,961. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think so.
And yet Pete Maravich got his points in 3 years. Think about that.
We mentioned this before with the Brands brothers, coaching. They could coach if they had
themselves
wrestlers like themselves
at every weight, just maniacs,
yeah,
just ready to beat their opponent to submission.
And then the problem is we're not getting them.
Well, and the other thing, the Brands mentality, the Branches were also good wrestlers. Yeah,
Oh,
you're right.
yeah.
Iowa's just not getting, apparently, the caliber of wrestler it has before. I think that, because I don't think the Branches have lost the ability to teach and motivate.
No.
And I think it comes down to that, recruiting. And so we'll see. And again,
The best wrestlers are going to Penn State.
the very best.
Period.
Yeah, and some are starting to go to Okie State.
Yeah.
And of course, you had the kid that we had on the radio who's now going to Virginia Tech. They're a program that's been sort of teetering on, sort of on the cusp of becoming a really good power. And maybe this will be the breakthrough when you get a guy like Bo Bassett. So we'll see. But if
he's a real hound.
there you go. He was a good member. He was a fun interview. He was all Hawkeye that day. Remember that?
Yeah.
It's amazing how it can change.
I read an article, an old article, that was talking about when Iowa just dominated, and then everybody was saying this is bad for wrestling.
Yeah.
And they compared it now, even though Iowa doesn't dominate.
Penn State does.
Penn State's dominating. It's bad for wrestling.
Well, I don't think it's necessarily good for wrestling. It's kind of, I mean.
No, I don't think it is. But it is what it is.
It's kind of, it is, yeah. And it's been this way for, it's just what wrestling is.
Yep.
And women's basketball has been that way for a long time, and it does seem to be shifting back to that a little bit. Hopefully we'll see some upsets this year. And but, yeah, when I remember, this is just not good for the sport. Iowa's just too dominant. Well, Penn State's every bit as dominant as Iowa ever was. They've won 10 of the last 12. This will be 11 out of 13. And they show no signs of slowing down.
No, they don't.
None. And it's talent and coaching, resources and all that. But Iowa's got fine resources. With what I've heard, they've paid some wrestlers, and that facility over there is beautiful.
It is.
It's a beautiful facility that was paid by most private funds, wasn't it, mostly?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so, Iowa's, everything's there. You just got to get better, and that's easier said than done. But again, 7 guys in the quarters, that's good. The problem is what's waiting. Because buddy I know said it could be a potential bloodbath. I think Penn State's favored in all 8 of their matches in the quarters.
And usually what happens is Penn State wins those.
Yes, they win these matches.
Yes, they do.
Yes. So if Iowa, okay, I'm going to put you on the spot. How many of Iowa guys are going to win their quarter? How many of the 7 are going to win? Just going blindly.
How many play Penn State, wrestle Penn State?
That's a good way to.
And there's your first question.
The first Dean Peterson at 125 does.
Okay, loss.
I'm not sure about anyone else. I know Keeter wrestles a guy from Iowa State who's ranked number 1.
Number 1.
I'll give Keeter credit. To get this far, the quarters, that was a nice win for him yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Nice win for him. Trying to think. Caliendo's the only Iowa wrestler, I believe, who's ranked above the guy he's wrestling, I believe. Actually, I'll tell you what. I got it right
there you
here.
go.
I got it right here on my phone. Why don't you?
Yeah.
What did you guys have for dinner last night?
Popcorn.
Oh, you do that every once in a while,
Yeah.
right? Where you put a bunch of butter and salt.
You bet.
Do you have any side dishes with it, like peanuts? or-
More popcorn.
More. Okay.
Mason and I went to the Vine, and I ordered 6 wings.
Yeah.
Okay.
6?
But I just said 6. I said
only 6?
I just wanted a half a dozen wings.
Okay.
And they brought me the boneless.
Yeah.
Well, those are okay, but they're not wings.
They were good, but
They're
is
chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gooey.
Well, when you say chicken nuggets, so people think that they're like McNuggets, but they're just pieces of
Well,
chicken.
they are.
Well, they're not.
What they are.
No, because McDonald's nuggets, they're liquefied. These are
They're
solid.
nasty.
I actually had them yesterday. I was just
You
hungry.
had McNuggets?
Had a 6-piece McNugget, and it says that, is it really only like 270 calories in a 6-piece McNugget? I think that's what it said next to it.
Yeah.
And they're, as long as you get enough dipped into enough barbecue, and they were hot.
Okay, so you dip it in the barbecue.
I just
And
flood
then
it in
the
the
calories.
It becomes 500.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they only give you one thing of barbecue. You don't.
Yeah.
They only give you one now. And they have.
Oh, yeah. They got a legend on the...
4 to 6, you get 1. If you get 10, you get 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you only get 1 barbecue, so you can't really. And by the 5th or 6th one, that was pretty much. That thing's not very full of. There's not a lot of barbecue sauce.
If you go to Arby's and get a roast beef sandwich and you'll say, I want some Arby's sauce.
Which I love.
You know, you will get like 10
I know.
packets.
Yeah.
I love. Do you like Arby's sauce?
No, I don't like sauce. Sauce in general, I don't like.
I'm not a huge, but I love Arby's sauce.
I like that. And
I love
like
buffalo sauce.
I like
I do
the
too.
horsey sauce, but it
Yeah.
just is ridiculous.
I like
to
buffalo
say, Give me
sauce.
the horsey sauce.
Buffalo sauce is one of the few sauces that I
Me too.
actually
Arby's sauce,
like.
there's just something about it. Okay, here's the quarterfinal matches. 125, number 8, Dean Peterson, Iowa versus number 1, Luke Levendahl, Penn State.
Penn State.
Okay, 133, number 6, Drake Ayala versus number 3, Marcus Blaze, Penn State.
That'll be a closer one, but Blaze is going to stay in a blaze of glory.
I believe he's only a true freshman. He was the number 1. He may have been the number 1 recruit last year. Okay, 141, number 7, Nasir Bailey versus number 2, Sergio Vega, Oklahoma State. He's really good.
I'm going to go with Vega.
Just from the ranking itself. Okay, 165, number 3, Michael Caliendo versus number 27, E.J. Parco, Stanford. And I believe Parco's brother wrestled at Iowa last year. I think Caliendo's going to win that.
I would go with Caliendo.
Here's an interesting one. Number 174, number 5, Patrick Kennedy versus number 4, Carson Karchlow, Ohio State. I think they both are beating each other.
It'll be a tough one.
I think Kennedy's going to win that one.
I'll take Kennedy.
This one's interesting. 184, number 7, Angelo Ferrari versus number 2, Aiden Sinclair, Missouri, which I found out this morning he hasn't given up one takedown this year.
Wow.
So Ferrari's good though, but I probably would go with Sinclair. Then then you got 285, number 8, Ben Keeter versus number 1, Younger Bastida, Iowa State.
I hate to say it, probably Iowa State.
So we got them winning two of these, and that's just to get you to the semis.
That's right.
So yeah,
and morning, maybe there will be some surprises.
Let's hope there is.
This
morning, because I don't like having interviews with Tom Brands. Always, I miss the winning Tom Brands, who at times was even more upset when they were winning because he never wanted to be satisfied with anything because it seemed like winning always made him want more. I miss that Tom Brands. Now he's kind of dejected because this is been a tough season for him.
Well, they sure did have a good first day though, and
you
got to give them credit for that.
Yeah, no, they did. And poor Gabe Arnold lost another match. I think I don't know if it was riding point, just another close match. I mean, he has had such a tough year where he's been so close to winning some big matches. But that kid's been willing to wrestle at 3 different weights. I respect him for that. That's not easy to do, but yeah, we'll see. This morning session this is where Penn State most likely will separate itself.
Yeah.
But you never know. Maybe even every once in a while, even dynasties crumble at times, but they just don't look like right now they're ready to crumble.
It's ESPN too.
Is that who's carrying it?
I think, yeah, and then ESPN 1 tonight.
And then the men are on TNT tomorrow. The men's game today is
TNT.
TNT, the men's today, 5:50. And then the women, of course, are what channel's the women on? I haven't typed that starting box in yet.
I thought
let's
ESPN.
See. Okay, Saturday, Iowa, Fairleigh Dickinson on ESPN.
Yeah, I thought so.
Most of the women's games on ESPN.
Yes,
and ESPN?
or the family of ESPN.
The family of ESPN are most of the games.
Yep.
So yeah, I would be surprised if Iowa's game is very competitive. But one thing when you get a 2 seed, you've earned the right to play it. And now this is no disrespect to Fairleigh, because they may come out and make 9. You just never know. But I would be surprised if this game's competitive with 10 minutes to go in the second half. Would you?
I'll be surprised if it's competitive with 10 minutes to go in the first half.
If it is still competitive in the second half, will you say that this is fairly ridiculous?
If I remember.
All right. Will you say that, Captain? This is fairly ridiculous that this game is still competitive. You get it?
Yeah.
You like that?
Yes, Pat, I get it.
And with that,
take a break.
With that fairly ridiculous statement, we're going to take a break.
Take a break.
1-800-800-ROSE. 1-800-800-ROSE. Your FTD florist is the only number you need to know to send flowers anywhere in the country or Canada from anywhere in the country. 1-800-800-ROSE. It's so easy. Just remember one number. 1-800-800-ROSE. Your FTD florist. 1-800 800-ROSE. Remember,
for a gift that your loved one will treasure for a lifetime, find it at our family-owned jewelry store in Iowa City, Hertine and Stocker Jewelers.
We can show you diamond engagement rings, colored stones, fashion jewelry, and watches.
Our jewelers are on site, so we can design jewelry for that special person in your life.
We are Hertine and Stocker, serving Iowa City and the surrounding area for 3 generations.
Hertine and Stocker Jewelers, downtown Iowa City, and HertineandStockerJewelers.com. Ask for Willa, Terry, Tim, or Kate. One of us is always there.
Don't wait for an emergency to get a backup for your car keys. Unlike the olden days, car keys have gotten extremely complex. Mike's eKeys for Cars can generate the most technically advanced automotive keys that are on the market today. For spares and lost keys, Mike's eKeys for Cars can produce most conventional transponder, high security, and remote head keys. Mike's eKeys for Cars will keep you on the road. Call 319-330-9185 and schedule an appointment today. Don't wait until it's too late. Call 319-330-9185 today.
So, did you get your holiday lights down yet? What if your home could shine magically with just a tap? Introducing Illumilights from Big Dog Tech, the permanent smart LED lighting system that installs once and lights up your life year-round. No ladders, no hassle, just beautiful lighting that makes your home stand out day and night. Visit BigDogTech.net and schedule your free quote today. Illumilights, light up life.
Hi, I'm Jim Street, owner of Streets Maintenance. As a licensed, insured, and bonded master plumber, I specialize in all plumbing repairs, including but not limited to water heater and sump pumps to toilet and faucet repairs and replacements. As an Iowa City native, I know how frustrating it can be when any part of your plumbing system breaks down. That's why I only use trusted brands and quality materials. I offer same-day, next-day service coupled with a fair price. I also offer general services to mobile homes. For more information about my business, I'm online at streetsmaintenance.com and Facebook, or give me a call at 400-4483, 400-4483.
Streets Maintenance, honest plumbing at a fair price.
Once upon a time, in the land of the Hawkeyes, a business grew. A business that would become synonymous with real estate. Hi, I'm Steve Anderson of Hawkeye Title and Settlement. When you're buying or selling your home, you'll need title and settlement services. Consider the Hawkeye Title and Settlement team. Give us a call at 351-8600. Hawkeye Title and Settlement, the team you love, the people you trust.
Don't let just anyone take care of your smile. At Diamond Dental, you can expect compassion, expertise, and a personalized care plan to protect your teeth for life. With more than 30 years of combined experience, Dr. Forbes and his staff are prepared to tackle even your toughest dental problems, leaving your smile healthy and sparkling. Diamond Dental offers a full range of general and cosmetic dentistry, as well as dental treatment options for snoring and sleep apnea. It's never too early to start thinking about what's best for your smile. Schedule an appointment today by calling 319-390-3703 or visiting the office at 5815 Consul Street Northeast, Suite D1 in Cedar Rapids. You can also visit DiamondDentalPC.com for more information. Dr. Forbes is a proud sponsor of the Hawkeye Wrestling Club and the Inner Circle. Let the Diamond Dental team provide superior care for your entire family.
This is Leah Pasha, and I've been saying, hit a deer, call Premier for years. And it works. Deer divots and dings do damage, but Premier Auto will do right by you. That's what my dad Nathan's driving at and dreams about. Do yourself a favor. When your car is dinged, be a deer and call Premier. The deer don't like Premier, but you will. Premier Automotive, North Liberty's premier auto body repair shop.
Hit a deer? Call Premier.
Diamond Dream Sports Academy, 20,000 square foot indoor facility, holds 8 batting cages, space for infield work, space for throwing and pitching and all your arm care needs. Offers private instruction, group lessons, camps and clinics, leagues, memberships. Rentals available at Diamond Dreams, is open to the public.
Our top level instructors include former professional, college, and Olympic athletes. Our coaches will help these athletes achieve their full athletic potential, develop a strong work ethic, and a solid base to build. The last thing you want to do is look back and wish you had worked or played harder.
Locally owned and established in 2005, Diamond Dreams is Eastern Iowa's premier training facility. Located at 2905 Stoner Court, North Liberty. Call today and reserve your time. 319-665-2173. 319-665-2173.
When you go to a family restaurant, you want three things. One, a wide selection of breakfast, lunch, and dinner items. Two, you want those selections to be affordable and delicious. And three, you want to be treated like family. You get all three at the Midtown Family Restaurant. Breakfast items available anytime the doors are open. Legendary tenderloins, onion rings, and hot roast beef sandwiches. Daily specials at each location, and no matter if you're coming in solo or with a group of 20, you get the same special family treatment. The Midtown Family Restaurants at Court and Scott Streets and at the Walmart Plaza on Highway 1 West. Follow them on Facebook or at MidtownFamily.com. The family's waiting for GT Carr, owner of Supple's Building and Remodeling, has been offering unmatched service and quality for over 25 years. The trained professionals at Supple's Building and Remodeling will install and guarantee the products used in any job, no matter how big or small. They also stand behind their work and offer no-nonsense, exceptional customer service from design to completion and beyond. Whether it's a simple window replacement or a major house addition, you'll have the confidence that Supple's Building and Remodeling is committed to quality. Visit Supples.net or call them today at 319-337-2246.
Hi, this is Tiffany at Senior Benefits. Are you confused with Medicare questions, anything having to do with Medicare? I take care of all Medicare customers, people under 65. I also do life insurance, long-term care, cancer insurance. I'm here to help you navigate any questions that you may be having or frustrations and anxiety that you may have with Medicare or insurance in general. Give me, Tiffany Rao, a call at 319-631-4795.
When someone is kind enough to share their time with us, we better make it worth their while.
They don't want to do people call it the game, right?
Patrick Eads and Terry Adams of Deary Brothers Ford talk about what here for you means to them.
You don't have to spend a half a day in our dealership to get that good competitive price. We just want to try to deliver that to you up front.
And that makes me feel good, makes me proud.
Because that's what people want. They want a fair, honest deal.
As far as the statement here for you, we want to not just say it, but live it.
Find out what it means to you at Deary Ford in Iowa City.
You hungry? The Oxyokin Sunday Brunch Buffet offers so many choices of fresh entrees, homemade salads, waffles, omelets made to order, pastries, 3 tiers of desserts, and much more. Such a great value. You can always eat out, but not every place serves an experience. Serve 9 until 2. See you this Sunday. You'll always leave happy at the Oxyokin in the heart of Amana.
The Oxyokin.
From the Harty and Stalker Studios in the heart of the Hawkeye Nation, this is the mighty 1630 KCJJ, Iowa City.
Harty and Stalker Jewelers, making memories, making moments.
We are going to stay partly cloudy and mostly pleasant right on through the weekend. Today, partly cloudy with a high in the upper 60s to near 70 this afternoon. Tonight, we'll drop to 42. Tomorrow, the warmest day of this warm stretch, sunshine 75 on Saturday. Sunday's going to be breezy and mostly cloudy, a bit cooler with a high in the low 60s. We'll drop our high into the low to mid 50s by early next week. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable on the mighty 1630 KCJJ. Outside now, it's 55.
KCJJ weather, brought to you by Plum Supply.
Plum Supply kitchens and baths. Your home never looks so beautiful.
Hello.
Go Hawks. Howdy.
Hi.
This Captain or?
One of them. Yeah.
One of them? Okay.
What?
You got your show on today?
What?
That's Tom.
Guy, what's up, buddy?
Well, I'm pumped about Iowa basketball tonight.
Well, I hope you're still pumped about it at about 8 o'clock tonight.
It's 6:50 here in
So 9 o'clock
South
tonight.
Florida.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Where are you?
You got Pat with you today?
We got Pat. Pat's here.
I'm here.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, we're all
God,
here.
them wrestlers are doing good.
Yeah. Yep.
Penn State's loaded like Gable was.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Are you
All
loaded?
right, I better let you get to business.
Oh.
He's letting us get back to business.
Yeah, I just wanted to know if you were loaded.
Well,
not a quick denial.
No, Cap.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Well, Paul, you have a good one. Oh, wait, no, it's not.
I was just up at Longboat in Venice.
Oh, say hi to the folks down in Longboat. I'm sure they miss me 40 years later.
I thought that I'm sure you turned them on.
All right.
All right, man.
Shootings down here. And
There's what?
we got shootings
At Longboat Key?
Pensacola.
In nearby areas, but not Longboat Key. I mean, it's a gated community.
Okay.
Thank
Or
you.
at least it was.
Thank you, Paul.
Thanks for the call.
Adios.
Adios. That was
Coming in by satellite.
that was bleak.
It was like,
But I'll tell you what, he keeps us on the Hawks. The premise of his call was to basically say, "Go Hawks."
Go Hawks. That's right.
He does it in a different way.
You know, all I said was, I hope you're still jacked after the basketball game today, and
And
he may not be.
And I'm not sure if he really knew what you meant by jacked. I think that could be a number of things, you know. Some
suppose.
good, some not so good. But no, like I said, I got a good feeling. But again, I'm hardly, what do you call it, a good prognosticator. I just think the loss of their big guy, and I think Sturts is going to play well. I think Iowa's defense is going to be there. Like Bennett said in our interview, defense has to travel. Remember when I asked him about the pressure on him? Yeah, I got to play well, but right away said, "But man, our defense has to be there. They're going to win.
It does.
They're going to win whatever games they win in this tournament. It's not going to be because of offense. It's going to be because of their defense, and they just have to have enough offense if their defense is clicking. Again, do I think they'll beat Florida? No. I mean, but I think they can maybe put a little scare in them, and stranger things have happened.
Well, as I like to say, worse teams have beaten better teams.
Sure, yeah.
There's no question about that. So.
And I think teams even more separate. I mean, remember Iowa State in 2002 with Jamal Tinsley lost to number 15 Hampton. Remember that?
Yeah.
Strange things can happen at this time.
I remember that
The best
game.
team doesn't always win.
Nope.
That's the beauty of this tournament, too. So Iowa just needs to get past Clemson, even without this big guy, still going to be formidable. They're physical. They like to slow you down, and
their defense travels too.
Their defense travels. They got a very experienced head coach, longest tenured coach in the ACC. So yeah, they're not going to be intimidated by anything. It's a good matchup. Hopefully, it turns out to be a fun game. And I still just think what's crazy, and I think it doesn't get enough play, and maybe it's because people don't like to think of negative things. But Iowa's only won 5 NCAA tournament games this century.
That's
bleak.
Very bleak.
5 since the 2000s.
Is that the word of the day?
Bleak.
Bleak.
Paul ushered in bleak, according to Suter. That's how
I think he invented it.
I thought it was bleak. And my description was apt.
But again, 1 under Alford and 4 under Fran, and 0-5 in the second round. We're a quarter
But
of a...
you forgot Licklider.
Well, yeah, you're right. We're a quarter of a century into this century.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean...
In the chat room, does Licklider coach Paul on his calls?
You're loving this, aren't you? Pick on Paul Day. Poor Paul. All the jokes on us. He's down in Florida.
Yeah, and I don't think he was listening either.
No, he never listens.
He wasn't.
He never listens. He just calls in.
Yeah.
I asked him why he doesn't listen. He's like, I'm not really interested in what you guys have to say.
That's kind of hard.
And for some reason, I laughed.
All right, so quick look at the women's tournament schedule today. There are 6 Big Ten teams in action today for the women.
And didn't Nebraska just win?
They won their play-in game, yes.
And they won rather convincingly, didn't they?
They did, and they play again today against Baylor, and that's at 1 o'clock today. Washington plays South Dakota State at 1:30.
That's right, Washington got in.
Yeah. Maryland plays Murray State at 2. Michigan plays Holy Cross at 4:30. Minnesota plays Green Bay at 5. And Michigan State plays Colorado State at 6:30. So
busy.
Yeah.
No, this is probably the busiest 2-week stretch in college sports when you think about with all the stuff going on with wrestling, men's and women's basketball, and they're baseball,
baseball and softball gearing up,
and gearing up in conference play. Yeah, this is a lot of because Iowa softball they host this weekend, right?
I believe they do. Softball hosting Minnesota, yes.
Yeah, that's a big series. I mean, Iowa softball right now is 4-2. If they could win this series, then you say to yourself, wow, year one, Stacy's got something going. Minnesota, I don't know what they're like now, but they've been good in these last few years. So this is a big weekend for a lot of UI athletes. A lot of stuff going on.
No, it's neat.
And I know this will be weird, but I almost wish the weather wasn't this good when it's the NCAA tournament. Because there was a couple times I'm watching a game, like, I want to go outside. And I went out, and I went out and did stuff. Then I get back in, and I missed, like, the greatest comeback. I missed Commonwealth's comeback against North Carolina because I was outside enjoying the weather.
Hello.
They were down by 18, though, Tom.
Yeah. Hello. Yo.
Hey, Tom.
Chapter
Steve,
2.
I won't call again, but planting cactuses for old ladies down here. And what are we talking about today?
Jesus Christ. I was going to cut him some slack.
Did you hung up on him?
Yes. I was going to, yes. Well, and he said,
well, what do you think we're talking about today?
Yeah.
Why did he share the thing? Are you into cactuses?
No.
Well, why did he bring up cactus? I wasn't listening. Why wasn't?
Was he asking about the Cactus League game I saw?
No, he said he was planting cactus. Why would he tell you that?
I don't have any idea.
Didn't he say he was planting cactus?
Yes, it's not right. I mean, I don't know.
So you're saying planting?
I think you guys have I summed it up the first call the very first day. He just isn't right. And you guys keep trying to make sense of it.
Okay.
Well, that's what you got to do. You got to try to make sense out of things
that you can make sense out of things.
Okay, but I just want to make sure I was hearing right, because that's when I said, man, I didn't know if you were into cactus. You or Ann, if you guys have a lot of cactus in your house.
Not at all.
So there was no reason to ask you that question.
I didn't. If that's what he said, no.
Yeah, he said planting cactus here for some old ladies. He said that.
Yes.
Old ladies down here in Florida.
Yes.
Planting
cactus for old ladies.
So why did he?
Okay, but he also gave the time in the first call. He's in Florida.
Yes.
He said it was 6:45. It's
11 o'clock.
Almost
in
11.
Yes. Yeah. Nobody caught. I caught it.
All right. I guess
guys didn't.
He didn't say 11:15.
No. He said 10 minutes to 7.
Okay.
I see. Well, maybe
that was tape
his
delayed.
clock isn't right.
Maybe that was tape delayed.
I think this whole. No, I'm sorry.
So there's been times where Tom and I have defended Paul's calls.
I'm a little on edge today.
But
that's okay.
Well, Paul always has brought you on edge a little bit.
Yeah.
But we've got to move on. But no, I just wanted to make.
Move on.
I'm like, why is he asking Suter about planting cactus
for old ladies?
For old ladies. I can't imagine there's a lot of cactus in Florida, are there?
No.
Arizona would be a little different.
Yeah, there isn't any cactus.
I'd understand if he said palm trees.
Yes.
All right, back to the Hawks. The men, how important do you think three-point shooting is going to be today? Do you think it's going to decide the game? Because it often does in these games.
I don't think they're particularly great
they're not.
Three-point shooters either.
They're not particularly great.
We're not either.
No, these teams are pretty similar. They both give up 66 points a game. They both like to play slow. They both are very handsy on defense. But again, think about if you took Tavian Banks or Cam Manaway away from Iowa right now.
Yeah,
that's what Clemson's dealing with.
Uh-huh.
Actually, many types of cactus thrive
in Florida, so I guess the joke's on us.
Well, I've never seen a cacti down in...
I'm just reading.
Okay.
So Paul knows what he's doing.
Hello.
When Paul said 10 to 7, I think he was talking about what time the game starts tonight in Florida.
Oh, in Florida.
There you go.
Okay, well.
There you go. Paul was right. Steve was wrong.
I mean, Paul owns us twice, Captain.
Wow.
I mean...
Is the game really on HBO tonight?
It's on TNT, isn't it?
TNT. Yeah.
The information I got said TNT.
It is on TNT, some website says HBO.
It's also on HBO Max.
Yeah,
HBO Max.
Okay. It's on TNT and HBO Max, but one of the upper levels of HBO Max, not the basic.
I didn't type that in my box. Didn't put it in.
All right.
Yeah.
So basically, Paul's been right and we've been wrong.
Paul was spot on.
And I am. This is my last show.
All the things that could have taken you down, and it turns out to be Paul's perfection.
Yes, after 60 years, it's been a pleasure.
You can't handle the fact that Paul basically just owned us.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, Tom.
Yes.
Planting cactus is code in the old people neighborhood.
Code for what?
Now we have to use our imagination.
Is it
seriously.
Code for that?
Between the Cowsills and Paul, I quit.
Paul's never rejected you, though. He participates. He joins in. Cowsills wanted nothing to do with us.
Zero.
They were resented the fact that we thought they might want to come on our show. That's the best thing about it.
Yeah, she said, why would I do that? Jesus.
Now, when I was in Arizona, I saw thousands of cacti.
That's all you see.
Yeah,
and rocks. A lot of the yards, instead of grass, they have rock.
Yes.
Just little rock. Just everything's rocks and cement and cactus. That's why I don't like Arizona.
And sand.
And didn't I see? Was it 106 in Palm Springs like yesterday?
Yes.
And isn't it like 90 in Vegas right now?
Yeah, they're having a massive heat wave.
They're basically having the same thing we are, right? Sort of.
Well, yeah.
We're going to be back in.
It's going to be near 79 tomorrow.
Hell, I may turn my air on.
Let's see.
I had mine on yesterday.
Let's not even speculate. Las Vegas, Nevada, right now is 72 degrees.
But it's also
heading for a high.
It's 8 o'clock there.
Heading for a high of 95.
It's March. How about Palm Springs? Have you ever been to Palm Springs?
I have not.
I have not either.
I don't have them in my
Isn't
phone.
it kind of out in the middle of nowhere? And it's not near the ocean either, right? It's east. It's okay. Yeah, I've never. Isn't it sort of in Southeast California?
Springs, California.
I thought I heard where they said they were having record highs.
Yeah, they did a thing on CNN this morning.
I think you guys. I think I heard it from you guys saying it was going to be like 106. I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, Weatherbug's not getting it for me. But I have like 30 different places I've been that I have their weather at my fingertips.
Right now it's 79.
In Palm Springs, it's 8 o'clock in the morning.
And they're going for a high today of 102.
Wow. But it's a dry heat, though, isn't it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, now Tampa right now is 70 degrees, but it's not going to get any hotter than 79 today.
Okay, that's bearable down there. This is about the time when the humidity starts picking up in Florida, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey there, Palm Springs. I just was out there from L.A. and San Diego. You got to hop over the San Bernardino Mountains. So when you get over the other side to the east side of the mountains, it's very dry over there. So
okay. How far is it from L.A.?
Pretty cool.
How far is it from L.A.?
Probably a couple hours by the time you drive it.
Okay, is it straight east?
Exactly. It's between San Diego and L.A.
Okay,
it's east of there.
East of there.
Kind of triangulated, but yeah, it's pretty cool out there. It's old Hollywood and a lot of old mid-century modern homes and that sort of theme for things, and so it's warm and clean and dry. And
are there trees?
Palm trees, lots of palm trees.
Yeah, any other types of trees?
I didn't notice them.
Okay.
To be honest with you.
Okay.
I mean, there's all kinds of greenery. If you go in the neighborhoods, they're all professional.
So it's not just
landscapes,
desert, cement, and rocks?
No, not exactly.
No, I've heard it's beautiful out there.
Pretty much desert rocks. I mean, and getting there is desert
okay,
rocks.
all right. All right.
So
well,
it's an oasis.
All right. Well, thank you for the information.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
And I would suggest visiting it if you ever have a chance.
That's been a place I've always kind of been intrigued by.
Wasn't that one of Sinatra's hangouts?
Yes, if I remember correctly.
Yes, a lot of them. And so they have in their kind of downtown area or a certain part of their downtown area, they have a lot of the stars on the sidewalk with local, locally connected legendary names and stuff.
How expensive
and
is
then
it?
they have I'm sorry?
Is it really expensive?
Moderate.
Moderate. Okay.
Everything out there is a bit more than what we're used to
Sure.
here, but they have a giant Marilyn Monroe with a uplifting dress statue in this park, and so that's sort of everybody goes there to, get a picture looking up her dress and all that fun stuff.
All right.
I won't say everybody, but at least one person. I know.
All right. Well,
I would certainly do the same.
Me too.
So.
Bucket list. Yeah. It's on my bucket list.
Yeah, it's a bucket list thing, but I don't know that I'd make it the destination.
Okay.
All right.
Appreciate it.
I would make it part of
a trip. I get you. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Right on, man. Okay,
All right,
you guys
thanks.
have a great day. Go Hawks. Let's win tonight.
Yes, let's do it. Good information. Thanks.
Tom, I'm actually surprised you have not been to Palm Springs.
No. Uh-oh.
That seems like a place that you would have gone to.
Yeah.
And there's still time. There's still time.
There is. It hasn't come up.
You mean like Ann hasn't brought it up?
I mean, been to San Diego.
I have too.
Been to Monterey.
Been to L.A.
To L.A. Didn't like L.A.
I didn't really. Well, I mean, I was in a hotel in downtown L.A. the 2 times I was there. I liked San Diego. I stayed right in a hotel.
I like San Diego a lot.
Right there by the port there with all the military ships and what have you.
Stuff, yeah.
I remember walking down there. That was neat.
Yeah.
And but yeah, in San Diego, the weather was just beautiful.
Yep.
The days I was there.
And it's basically the same every day.
Yeah, that was just prior to COVID, 2019 Holiday Bowl. That was a fun bowl because remember Iowa won that game, and boy, we thought the offense and Brian Ferentz on top of the world. Everything was clicking that day, wasn't it?
It was.
And then COVID hit, and then boom. So are you getting excited? Spring football?
No, I haven't read a word by anybody.
I know some people are doing position. I haven't done anything for spring football.
I don't care.
Well, I saw some people, and I'm not. Some people were doing.
I don't care about it yet. It's
position breakdowns,
season.
And once basketball ends, and of course we cover spring football, but I don't just break it down.
As soon as Iowa is out of the basketball tournaments, then my interest will wane greatly. Will I care if...
there's nothing else. I mean,
if Michigan makes the Final Four in the men, will I watch that? Maybe.
Yeah, once Iowa's done, men and women, I still watch, but not, of course, as a journalist. I mean, you're just watching as a fan.
Yeah, I mean, but if it's Florida versus Duke, I could care less. I mean, I don't care. No interest.
No, but there's times though I will still watch a good basketball game without caring who wins. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I do that a lot. I mean, like that Wisconsin High Point. Now I actually found myself cheering for High Point. Nothing personal against Wisconsin, but I think it's cool when you have upsets like that. I mean,
it's 100%, except when it's against your.
Well, yeah, I would have been cheering for Northwestern State if it wasn't for the fact they were playing Iowa. Those upsets that's what makes the.
If you're listening, Adam, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, Adam. But no, I was actually cheering for Iowa that day because I wasn't there. That was my dad's 80th birthday. So I stayed. I was still at the Press Citizen, then I didn't go cover that. I think that was Susan and Suckamel went and covered that game. But I remember watching it at my parents' place in West Des Moines, and when that shot went in, I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
We were at a beachfront bar/restaurant. The bartender was just getting ready to give everybody at the bar a free shot to celebrate Iowa's victory. And
I was a little premature.
Guess what didn't happen?
Since they were only ahead by 1 point, or were they ahead by 1 or 2 points when he was going to do that?
Well, he was starting to get the shots ready.
As Northwestern State was bringing the ball
when we
up.
were up by about 6 or something like that, with
just
not much time left.
Yeah, that's one of the toughest ones. I mean, for you it wasn't as tough as Pembroke, but it was still. Is that number 2 for you? Toughest losses for Iowa men's hoops?
Probably. Maybe the UNLV.
That one would probably be
right up there.
That's number 1 for me because I mean I was a senior and I loved watching that team play. They had intriguing recruits that Raveling had brought in, so there was a lot of interest. And then you saw the way Davis was utilizing all. Iowa basketball was fun that year.
We should have won that game, and
we
didn't.
But didn't. Yeah, that's probably
Same with Northwestern State.
I know that game when Andy Kaufman made that long shot in Illinois too.
Well, that's just
I remember, I'm like, you got to be kidding me, and that one hurt a little bit God, that was over 30 years ago. I think that was 1995. Remember that? He just launched that thing. He was a good player. He was a good offensive player. He was good. I'm trying to think if there's any other ones that really stand out. Football-wise, what's your toughest football loss?
Oh, boy. 2010 Wisconsin was
brutal. With a fake punt?
Yes.
Yeah, that was brutal for a lot of reasons. It seemed to shift Iowa into a funk for a while.
It did.
And it was a former Hawkeye who pulled it off, the Bielema.
Yes.
So that one did.
That was really tough.
Yeah, because when you lose the games like the Rose Bowl, I mean, it's tough, but when you get boat raced like that, it's sort of, in a weird way, almost easier to accept in some ways.
It's just, it was as it turns out, such a waste of money that,
You always bring that up.
Well, it was ridiculous.
Yeah,
same with going down to the Arizona game. We spent a lot of money on that, and there's no guarantee when you go to sporting events that your team's going to win.
No, especially the Rose Bowl.
I completely get that.
Especially the Rose Bowl, but I did not expect Stanford to dominate Iowa the way they did.
No.
What was that, 45-16?
Yeah, it was.
And I remember, I've told this before on air, but I was putting my computer bag down underneath my seat in the press box. I look up, and McCaffrey's 10 yards from the end zone. Oh, wow, they just scored. And then I remember when he threw the pick six, that made it 14-0 or 21.
I think 21.
I knew it was over. Then I started, this thing's done, because I was flying out of L.A. 4 hours after the end of that game, so I went straight from the game to the airport, but it made it easier knowing that they weren't going to win.
You were flying out of LAX?
Yeah, flew out of LAX.
We did the Bob Hope Airport.
And I did. It was crowded, but I made it. I made through that trip without any delays or anything. I got home pretty much when I was expected to get home, and LAX was really crowded, but they got me through, so it went about as good as it could have gone. And, of course, I would love to have had them win the game, but the fact that they got beat, so you knew at halftime the game was over.
Oh, 100%.
So I had a story basically written and went down and added some quotes, put a little sidebar together, and boom, was out of there. That was the only good thing about that game. But, yeah, that one was disappointing because I just thought the 15 team was better. I thought they'd play better.
Yeah, but they didn't. Let's see, in other football games that were...
Well, what about the loss to USC in the Orange Bowl?
The Orange Bowl, I was just going to say.
That was a tough one, but again, it would have been tougher if they would have lost like 38-35. You knew midway through the second half that USC was the better team.
Yes, but with the way that game started. And then at halftime tied,
10-10.
It didn't feel good, though.
It didn't because USC started to own the second quarter, and Iowa, for some reason in the third quarter, sort of abandoned its running game.
Yeah.
And they became too one-dimensional, and I just think that played right into USC's hands. Remember, they had Troy Polamalu, Carson Palmer. That was a Huggy Bears kid, Justin Fargas.
Oh, Carson Palmer was just masterful in that second half.
He won the Heisman that year. I still think they were better than Ohio State at the end of the year, but we never know because they didn't play. That was a tough one, but again, it was a little easier because the second half was so one-sided. You knew going into the fourth quarter that game was basically over.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Iowa, it seems like most of the really dramatic bowl games that they've been in, they've won a lot of those.
We have.
The Holiday Bowls against Wyoming and San Diego State, they won those games. And USC, now that one, they beat USC pretty convincingly.
They did.
That was probably one of the funnest bowl games I've covered. And they were fun to watch. They were running reverses and they were balanced.
And everything worked.
Brian Ferentz was on top of the world. I remember watching him walk off the field. I was kind of sort of near him going into the tunnel. He had a big smile on his face, and I remember saying, man, maybe this is going to work. This was a really impressive performance, and I remember writing about that.
It was one of the few games where Iowa running end arounds worked.
Yes, over and over. Yeah, Amir scored 3 different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was kind of a real good game for him. I think that helped him get in the NFL, which he's been hanging on NFL rosters ever since he left Iowa, which isn't easy to do for a wide receiver.
So where A.J. Epinesa signed 1
Cleveland,
year?
$5 million, 1 year deal with Cleveland. And then, Linderbaum, what's his, how much? Is it
$68 million, or was it
a
more?
bunch of it. I think it's even more than that, like $80 million, I think, for 4 years. So $20 million a year, 60 of it guaranteed. So sounds like Tyler's doing all right financially. He looks pretty set.
You think?
Yeah.
I'm guessing that he's been pretty good with his money, too.
My guess is that was probably a logical guess.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, my money, what little I have, is just
dwindling.
Not even slowly. I mean, we've lost, 6% off the stock. It used to be at 50. Now it's like almost 40. It's down to 46 now, isn't it?
Honestly, I haven't been watching it.
It's depressing to watch it.
Yeah.
It really is depressing to watch it. It's just all I see is red and the arrow pointing down.
Well, everything's effed up.
Like, what is the stock market doing today? Do you have it on your TV screen? Usually
it's not.
They're not showing it.
Right now, they're showing some guy with implants in his mouth.
See a lot of implant commercials on Twitter. Yeah, for $18, they'll, they make it all sound too good to be true. You'll be in and out there in about an hour.
It's like Halloween teeth.
Yeah.
Well, that's something we noticed down in at Lake Havasu is they were advertising teeth in 24 hours.
But aren't those dentures? Those aren't implants.
Teeth in 24 hours. That's just all I'm saying.
Sounds like a Adam Ant song.
They're George Washington wooden teeth, maybe. I don't know. But
teeth in 24 hours.
So Halloween fangs.
Well, eventually it'll be drive-through. You'll be able to go get drive-through implants. Do you think that's where we're headed?
Yes.
You can get drive-through liquor soon here down there by Panera.
Yeah.
You looking forward to that,
not
Captain?
Not quite open yet.
Not quite. Yeah, I keep seeing the pallets in front. You think there's people just driving around waiting for that thing to be open?
I don't know.
Do you think you'll ever drive through there and use it?
No.
I may go, hey, the idea of ordering like a six-pack and then driving around the window to pick it up.
It's just so odd seeing that building and with the signage. And
it says liquor and smoke.
Yeah. Liquor.
All it needs is drugs and sex.
Wasn't that the former Hawkeye State Bank?
Yeah.
Yes. Now it says liquor and smoke.
Yeah.
So drugs and sex is about the same.
That's all that's missing.
Yeah.
My guess is, though, it'll do all right.
Well, I don't know. There's 20 of those kind of places.
They're all over, but I don't think one has this nice a building.
No, it's a nice building.
No, I kept. You know what I kept saying? I kept thinking, man, if my relatives are still alive, I'd try to talk them into turning that into a tasty. You imagine if that would have been a Tasty Tacos? Because that is a decent parking lot. That would have been a real good spot for Tasty Tacos.
I would love a Tasty Tacos.
I would love it. Now, I'd probably love it too much. I'd probably end up going there 4 or 5 times a week, which you don't need to do.
Well, we were at El Senor Cactus yesterday, and it was great.
That was real good.
It was.
But, yeah, I was hoping they would turn that into another restaurant. But, smoke and my guess is they'll have it'll be like a convenience store inside, right? You can get popcorn and all that, I would assume. But I've never been into one of those things before.
I haven't. I don't know.
I hate to say it, I haven't either.
Yeah.
But what I did when I saw
I
just think it is funny driving by, you see liquor and smoke.
Yeah. Well,
it makes me giggle.
The signage on that building is just...
And there's a pothole there now that's bigger than the one we had fun with. I think
Sycamore Mall?
It is. You when you drive by, you can't even see the bottom. I saw a hand coming out of there the other day. I mean, there's like 3 or 4 where if you're not careful, you could destroy your axle in the car.
I saw a Chinese family crawling out of that.
Good one.
Why Chinese? What am I missing?
Did you dig a hole to China? Remember that?
All right. Okay. So you weren't being racist. You were just
no.
You were
I
didn't know.
Well, hey, Steve, you weren't being racist this time.
Congratulations.
What the hell?
Well, I didn't know what you meant. I forgot to dig a hole to China thing. I get it. So you're saying that hand that I saw was probably someone from China?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, I get it. All right. I forgot about that saying. But no, you drive that road, don't you? That goes through the parking lot?
Yes.
I drive that a lot. And there are some massive, right by where it starts to turn towards McDonald's, huge. Just be careful there. No, the one it's literally about this deep.
No, it's real. But that whole, they made cities, making it a renewal area?
What's that mean?
They're going to give them money.
Oh, to fix stuff like that?
To fix up that mall, which is, about 20 years late, but at least they're doing it.
So then you think that will help them get people back in there?
Yes.
That's what the mall needs. Have you walked?
They need other stores that attract people.
Yeah.
Have you walked in there? That mall, it's a ghost town for the most part.
Well, aren't they putting a skating rink where Joanne's used to be?
I think that's what they were
an
talking
indoor
about.
Skating rink?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I'm not sure if it'll work, but I give them credit for
they're
trying.
going to have arcades and crap.
Well, maybe that will work.
I think in that
a place for kids to go.
That neighborhood will work.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Skating rink.
I always wanted them to put a go-kart track either there or where at Gateway.
I bet something like that would work too. But no, they need to breathe some life into that mall. I mean, you've got H&R Block, UI Health, and Panera, and then there's a few other things down toward the end that I never.
And then you got the theaters.
Yeah, and the theaters.
Hobby Corner still is down there.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Ollie's.
Ollie's
is.
Ollie's it looks like it does a really good business.
It does.
I've heard everybody I've talked to about it speaks highly of it.
I've been there once.
Were you satisfied?
There's no reasons for me to go to Ollie's.
Is it better than a Big Lots?
It's more food oriented than a Big Lots.
What if they start paying $1,000 a month in advertising?
This place, this honest to God, I go there every.
And just the name Ollie's too just brings out the best in you, doesn't it?
20 times a day.
No, I mean it's kind of a neat store, but I just there's no. I don't.
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Hello.
Yes, I'd like to mention Planet Fitness is there, and it's quite a drive to get around all those potholes.
Okay, I knew Planet Fitness is down toward the end there. That was one. Okay, yeah, that's right. That was one of the businesses I couldn't think of.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yes.
Thanks.
Yep, and be careful of those potholes.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
But it's.
And do they still have a boxing?
Well,
thing
you don't
there?
have.
Yeah, I think there might be. What's that?
You don't have to go to Planet Fitness. You just try to get out of the pothole. Just
because it looks like Pluto.
Is there still a box?
There used to be.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if it's still there now. I know. Yeah, of course, Planet Fitness was the one that I couldn't think of.
And we mentioned the theaters.
So Joann's Fabrics, are they moving somewhere else?
They're gone.
They're just
They've
gone.
been gone.
Because they were on the corner there by Highway 6.
They went bankrupt. The whole.
Oh, okay. So okay.
The whole thing went bankrupt.
Were they out of here or somewhere else?
No,
somewhere else.
Somewhere else.
Okay.
We bought some fabric to redo some chairs, and it was the most inefficient process I've ever seen. We would go to the store, order them. Well, that's in our Muscatine warehouse. You'll have to go there.
Ugh. Why couldn't they have it shipped?
Listen, when they were
shipped to Cedar Rapids,
where T-Mobile is now on Riverside.
Yeah.
Remember when they were there?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
And they were moving. We got an announcement from somewhere they were moving to Sycamore Mall.
Yeah.
And then the manager called up, and she was pissed, saying, that's not true. That's, and arguing with it.
So did she not know, or was
she didn't know.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, but she got really belligerent with me.
Did you handle it like?
Did it end well?
Did you handle it like the poised professional adult that you are?
Yeah, I put her.
You put her on the air, didn't you?
I put her on. She was on the air.
Oh, this was all on the air.
Yeah, she called up on the air.
Wow.
Yeah,
that probably made for a good little bit.
No, I said, "Well, here, I'll put you on hold. Talk to Paul."
Then the place went out of business.
Yeah. No, they hadn't told her, but she thought that I don't know. She sounded like she thought we made it up, and I said, "Why would we make it up? We got the notice."
Yes.
Why wouldn't she?
Why would we make it?
Why would you guys get a notice and not her? That's just weird.
It was sent out. It was sent out to the news media, and that's what I read.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure
we had a news story on it.
It's odd that she was not aware of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I remember that's the first time I saw it was down there on that intersection. I used to always never went in there. I've never imagined me going in to buy
Jan
fabric.
got some stuff from there, but
It was just strange.
So when you did that, did you guys then do the actual upholstery?
No, we hired somebody to do it, but we ended up having to drive up to Cedar Rapids to get the fabric.
God, it's almost easier just to get new furniture.
Well,
but that ain't cheap. I just finally paid off my furniture. I have 2.5 years. Made my last payment last month. It's nice. The 18th came up this month. Didn't have to pay it. Small victories, Captain. Yeah. It's all about small victories. This would be a big victory tonight for the Hawks.
It would. We need it.
Okay, before we wrap, I can't believe it's almost 10:30. What's your prediction? Score?
66-59 Iowa.
I'm going to say 71-67 Iowa.
So a little more high scoring.
Well, they're both giving up an average of 66. I mean, I hope Iowa doesn't. I mean, although Bennett did make it sound like they plan on playing pretty slow. All right, I'll change it to. I'm going to change it to 68-64 Iowa.
All right.
You've got them winning by 6. I have them winning by 4. What's the spread?
2.5.
Okay,
Iowa.
but again,
last I saw.
But again, I would not be surprised at all if Clemson won.
Oh no.
But I keep thinking the man in the middle missing is significant, and I think Iowa's going to be able to use that to their advantage. And then the women, I mean, of course, I think the women will beat Fairleigh Dickinson, and then.
Well, we'll be able to talk about if they beat Fairleigh Dickinson, which I'm sure they will. Then we'll be able to talk about the matchup Monday, probably against Georgia on our Monday show.
So, yeah, you think that Georgia will beat Virginia?
I do. Yeah.
Those teams, when I watched them, they had trouble scoring.
Yeah, I thought Virginia, they got pretty good rebounding, but
not
the shooting was terrible.
The shooting for both teams was terrible.
Oh, my God, it was horrible.
It was just brutal. And Iowa, even when they're not shooting well, still have enough shooters to where they still end up making a decent amount of threes.
Yeah.
It may take them more shots than they would desire, but no, I just think Iowa's such a better offensive team than those teams. Now, of course, I haven't seen Georgia, and Georgia, of course, is higher seed. What's Georgia seeded? Are they 8th or 9th?
Well, let's find
and
out.
Does that have records?
No. Iowa, Fairleigh Dickinson. No, you want Georgia. Georgia. Let's see. I may not have them because I don't have Sundays.
I could look it up.
I don't have Sundays games. Georgia.
And then Virginia was
Georgia, Virginia, ESPN at 12:30.
Does it say
tomorrow.
what seed Georgia is?
7.
7. Okay. Yeah, that's right, because it's not. If they'd be an 8 or 9 if they're aligned with number 1.
Mm-hmm.
So Georgia has a 7 seed. Obviously, they're pretty good, but they're not great.
So they're borderline top 25.
Yeah, borderline top 25. And Iowa has done a pretty good job of beating those types of teams this year.
Yes, they
It's
have.
the top 5 where
Yeah,
they
we can.
struggle. So no, and they'll be at home. I would be surprised if Iowa doesn't make it to the Sweet 16.
I just remember that game against Georgia. Caitlin's team struggled mightily against them. They were very
athletic and physical,
extremely physical, and a heartbeat away from being dirty. They were.
Yeah, they were
extremely physical.
They were physical. My guess is this team will be the same way, but physical can only go so far, because if you're physical and you're overmatched, you're going to end up fouling. And I could see Ava Hayden. It'll be interesting to see how teams defend Ava Hayden, because, like I said, she is a tough guard right now.
She is.
She's playing really well right now. But if Iowa can get hot from 3, hey, do I think they're going to make the Final Four? No. But stranger things have happened.
Yeah.
I mean, for a number 2 seed to make the Final Four, and again, I think of the 4 number 1 seeds, they have the best chance of beating South Carolina, because while South Carolina is great athletically, there's times where they're skill set as shooters, those 15 to 20-foot shots that so often you have to make, I've seen them struggle with those at times.
Yeah.
And whereas UCLA and Connecticut has everything. They've got athletic. They're not huge size-wise, but boy, getting that transfer from Wisconsin was sure big for them.
Sarah Williams,
but a perfect piece for them. But what Connecticut can do is score at all 3 levels. They
Sarah
make
Strong
threes.
is so
But she's only 6'2", so it's not like she's 6'7".
No, that's true.
But she is really good. She's more of a power forward. So,
she is.
So we'll see.
Lots of good hoops ahead of us, Cap.
I mean, we'll actually have a lot to talk about tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
You won't be here.
No.
You basically, Saturdays, goodbye.
Yeah. Maybe Monday and Tuesday.
Tuesdays. Now.
Wednesday.
So if Paul calls, can we give him your cell phone number to call?
That would be an immediate
termination.
Termination and getting run over, leaving the parking lot.
All right.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. Thanks for the calls. You got some police reports coming up, Cap?
Yeah.
All right. Captain Steve and Tommy Lang with police reports coming up. Go Hawks. Hawkfanatic.com. Check it out. It's free.
KCJJ Weather, brought to you by Plum